let you miss the fun. are people here who need to be rescued.
Excellent job. Glad you're on our side. One of my medics found some supplies at the Accord Medical Clinic, but he said there's mutants crawling all over the place. Get him in there so we can get that gear.
Varys has another contract available, and he's offering more than usual, which is suspicious. We should meet him at the crater.
Kill them all!
Stay down!
There are people here who need to be rescued. Varys has another contract available, and he's offering more than usual, which is suspicious.
Tunnel technician in need of assistance!
Open
Better already. Crap! Tango sighted!
Thanks for playing.
I need assistance! Open wide!
Ouch!
Thanks. The E-Rep needs people like you.
Medic! I need assistance! Medic!
Thanks, pal. You won't regret this.
I need assistance!
These fuckers.
Incoming!
Area secure. I need help over here.
Medic! I need assistance!
Tango sighted. Firing.
Medic! I knew someone would come. Command wouldn't leave me to rot.
There's
Somebody!
another
Get
contract
me out of
available,
here!
and
The
he's
area
offering
is
more than
secure!
usual.
Get over here!
Which
Help me!
is suspicious. We should meet him at the
For
crater.
the Republic!
Tango in sight. Advancing.
Taking the shot. Cover me. It's incoming.
I can't move! I'm pinned down!
Thought I was a goner.
And stay down.
You've got hostile mutants moving in from the northeast.
Thought I was a goner. I'm done with it. Thought I was a goner.
Mutants coming in from the west.
got some trouble here.
Thought I was a goner. I feel better already.
Let's get some wheels.
Signal from Captain Grant's men. They're in trouble. We better help. coming in from the west.
Thanks for the assist. We'll get this truck running and meet you at the medical clinic.
Ready to roll.
Arc Hunter, we're in position, but this place is crawling with more mutants. We're going to need your help.
Republic technician in need of assistance! Hey! Get over here and help me! Feel better already. Hey! Get over here and help me! Shit! Been hit! Crap! Tango sighted! Covering fire! Crap! Tango sighted! Covering fire!
Enjoy this.
Tango sighted!
That was incredible. Keep it up.
The area is secure.
There's medical supplies in there, but I can't get to them with these freaks around. Put these locators on the supplies, then come back and get me. Radios are down, so once the targets are cleared, fire a flare from the roof to signal the medical team. We'll secure the perimeter.
Let's find the medical supplies. Watch out for the mutants along the way, though.
Push them back!
My shield's down!
There is no hope. Die!
I'm getting chewed up! Ready to roll.
Push them back! Moving forward!
Nice. That is a good amount of supplies. Alright, we'll need all of that for field surgeries.
Looks like fun.
This will go a long way for Grant and his men. We got him! Nice work! Now let's get to the roof and signal the medics.
Tango in sight. Advancing.
The Earth Republic team has arrived. Where'd they get those helicopters? Wait, those are mutants!
Help! This is not what I signed on for! Look for cover!
We need to clear this area of hostiles.
Shit! You've been hit!
Unstoppable! Good work. Area secured.
Hey, come back to the ERAP circus tent. They're still having radio communication problems, and I can help. Judge me if you want, but there's script to be made here.
Let's get some wheels.
You have a variety of ways of interacting with your fellow Ark Hunters. You should give it a try. detecting incoming Arcfall debris. It's time to make some script.
She is, Elissa. Our tickets to Antarctica could be right inside that Arcfall.
Not if we let them claim it.
Hey! This is our Arcfall. Find your... way. You were
Look
on
out!
Stratocaster.
I'm heading forward! Start going. Nolan, look!
Fine. 50-50. Enemies ahead.
The Arcfall structure is unstable. If we can stand our ground long enough, it'll rupture open on its own. Clear them out?
I got no shield! I impressed myself.
We've got mutated soldiers incoming.
Target sighted! This is great! Let's move.
We got more Hellbugs incoming.
Little help? Got trouble.
crystal is growing out of control. Stay clear of it.
Come on, let's loot this thing before the vultures swoop in. This is fun, right? I'm sure glad you made it off that Stratocarrier. Name's Nolan. This little ray of sunshine is Arissa. We got a little job coming up. Maybe we'll be in touch.
We could use an extra pair of hands. If you're a fan of scripting, meet Arissa and me at the Crater Bar.
Let's get some wheels.
Awesome, you made it. So look, don't get mad, but I told Grant that
Good.
you'd...
You're here. Cass says you're gonna help her get some radio communication established. If you can do that, it will allow us to get a trace on the missing passengers' rescue beacons, including your boss Von Bach.
There's a busted-up radio station not far from here. KTAM 94 FM. Played a lot of pretty cool vote and hard rock. Not your sissy shrill meat stuff. Okay. If we can get in, I can upgrade it to run on post-arcfall wavelengths. You can then use the station as a relay point for your signal.
If I had soldiers to spare, I wouldn't be sending you. Contact me as soon as you have results.
Wait, you're seriously gonna make us do this alone? Unbelievable. Meet me at the old KTAM radio station.
Do. Let's get it done.
Hey,
Focus
what am I
up.
supposed to do?
Just attack the boss. Let's go.
Shit.
Let's go. I don't know who pulled their energy. Don't pull next time, okay? You weren't in stealth. All right, move out with those bombs. Move out with those bombs and dispel them. All right, we're gonna be moving. The group is gonna be moving together towards the left. Move to the left, like the Beyonce song. Move to the left.
Everybody, clap your hands.
Everybody, move to the left. Everybody, move to the left.
Everything
Move out of that.
in the box to the left.
There it is. Okay, move out of those swirly boys. Keep moving to the left. Everybody keep moving to the left. Avoid the swirly boys. Keep moving to the left. This is not a very good strategy, but it's safe. Okay, let's get ready. Unshackled power. What's this gonna do? Move out of that. Get everybody healed up. Dispel those bombs. That's fun. You need to move that bomb to the back. Okay, avoid that. Get out of that bomb. Okay, stay on him. Stay on him. Focus up.
Following us.
Yeah, I know he's following us. All right, move out of that. Move out of that. Move out there. Move out there with those bombs.
Irain, what are you doing?
Move out of them. Move out with the bombs, man. Move out with the bombs. Let's go. Everybody, stay around.
Pay some fucking attention, man. Move the bomb.
Okay, move out of that. Move out of that. Let's go. Come on, boys. Come on. Rotate around. Okay, we've got 90%. All right, he's probably going to do the Eye of the Storm phase. Remember, everybody goes to the Eye of the Storm. We'll mark it on the mini-map here. Pay attention to your mini-map, and then we'll get this done, okay? Focus up. All right, this is the Ancient Temperess. Get ready. Swap over. Kill that ad. Kill that ad. Don't get hit by these things, okay? Get over to these things. Get over to him now. Get over to him now. Over to him now. Let's go. I will interrupt. Let me... Okay, never mind. Okay, let's go. Burn down the Storm Wraith. Everybody get over to me. 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 Whenever he does the knockback, don't let the knockback knock you out. Move out with the Arcane Bombs. Move to the edge. Move to the edge. Gale Buffet. That's the Gale Buffet. You need to move out of that. Make sure it doesn't knock you outside the area. Okay, kill this, and then we go back into phase 1. Resume position.
Assume the position.
There it is. Okay, back on Radiance. Back on Radiance. Let's go. Focus. Good job. Great job. Move out with the bombs. That's literally the entire fight, guys. All right, move over to the left. Move over to the left. 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 Come on. Can you go inside here? I don't know if I'm supposed to. I'm gonna assume not. Okay, move out of the swirlies. No tornadoes. No tornadoes. Everybody be rotating. Everyone be rotating. Move out with those. Unshackled power. All right, move out with that too. Yep, keep moving, guys. We can always move more. This fight, it might take a little bit of time, but it's not a big deal. Okay. Under 50% health, so we're gonna have probably one more transition. So the first transition, make sure you don't interrupt them until it's some may. I think it is. No, it's not. Okay, that's fine. All right, move out of that. Keep moving, guys. Keep moving. Pay attention.
Do you like pancakes?
Yes. Okay, guys, let's go. Move out with those. Dispel those, get away. Dispel those and get away. We're gonna have one more phase. We could have probably done it in 0 phases, but that's okay. Actually, if we had probably here at the beginning, it would have, but it doesn't matter now. Okay, get ready for this next ad.
Wraith.
What?
You're on the Wraith. Get it down faster.
What's the Wraith?
No escape.
Huh? Okay, where's the Tempest? Where's the Tempest? There it is. There it is. Go to the Tempest now. Get over to it now. Get over to it now.
Yeah, do you want to hear her now?
Yeah, hear her now. Hear her now. Hear her now. Hear her now. Okay, burn down the boss. Remember, whenever it does Gale Buffet, move away. Gale Buffet, move away. Or actually, position yourself away, not move away, sorry. I misspoke. I'm gonna rally right there. Okay, back on the boss. Back on boss, finish boss. We're moving to the left again. Moving to the left. Stay together, stay together.
Power overwhelming.
Stay together. Are the bombs getting bigger?
Yes.
Shit. Okay, Fred is down. Battle res Fred. Battle res Fred, just so we don't have to waste time between the different bosses. Okay, let's go. Battle res Fred. It doesn't matter. Nobody else should die anyway.
Power overwhelming.
Okay. Okay, moving out of that.
Bada bing, bada boom, baby. There she is.
There it is, dude. I got Aqueous Reliquary. Combine 9 Aqueous Reliquary to create the animated elemental heart. Oh, so you can make that. Okay, wow. That's fucking awesome.
I can't carry anymore. Inventory is full.
To the Queen Ashara raid boss in the Eternal Palace on normal and heroic difficulty. Now, this fight went through a lot of changes throughout testing, and then the Dungeon Journal has its own version of things, so it's tough to say exactly what we're going to see. We'll do our best to nail down the important details in this guide, and then we can all shake out the finer bits when we get in there. Ancient wards are these big doodads on the ground. For the entire fight, she's trying to turn them off. You want to keep them on.
So
you can see the power
them, right?
level of the different wards via this little meter on your UI. To power it up, you need to stand on it. While you're doing that, you're getting stacks of drained soul, which reduces your maximum health, so
You gotta
careful
hide your
not to
power
overdo
level.
it. If she powers down one ward, the raid will start taking damage, and if all the wards are down, then catastrophic failure wipes you. Whenever possible,
so
have people
everybody
step
dies.
into the wards that need help to top them up.
Got it.
In Phase 1, we fight a pair of Cursed Lover mini-bosses and the occasional Hulkad, while Queen Ashara pops in a few mechanics of her own. The
Okay.
Hulks will spawn in, beeline for an ancient ward, and then try to deplete it with Ground Pound.
Oh.
Swap to and kill those right away to save your precious ward energy. You can CC these guys once before they become immune, so pick a good one and time it wisely. Interrupting a
Okay.
Ground Pound with a long stun is a safe bet. Athanel and Cyranus are the Cursed Lovers, and they cannot make up their mind. They'll swap between Painful Memories and Longing. During Painful Memories, you need to keep them out of line of sight of each other, and for Longing, tank them within line of sight of each other. If you don't, they'll get Torment and do wild damage. Torment also kicks in when one dies, so kill them as close together as you can.
See,
Both
oh
will
shit,
sometimes spawn
okay.
Cursed Heart pools underneath them. Keep
So
them
it
off
just
the
swaps
wards so
back
that
and
those stay
forth.
clean, and otherwise just don't step on the pools. Athanel throws out lightning orbs that bounce a few times, so dodge
Okay.
those. She'll cast Chain Lightning, which can be kicked, so do that. For her tank, she'll stack up Cold Blast debuffs. Tank swap the lovers at 3 stacks, otherwise you'll get frozen.
Alright.
Cyranus has his own tank debuff, which is fine since we're already swapping. His only other thing is Charged Spear, which will target a player and then do a line attack. Everyone needs to get out of that line to avoid taking extra damage.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
That's
Ashara
simple.
cannot be damaged, but
That's
she
very
can
simple.
harass us with mechanics. Drain Ancient Ward does exactly what it says. You can't prevent it, but you can charge the ward back up, so keep an eye on it and then give it a
Okay,
little
so you
extra
have to
love.
run in there.
Beckon will target ranged and force them to walk towards the center of the room. If they make it
Okay.
there, they get trapped in a bubble which needs to be DPS'd off. If you are close to the edge when Beckon happens, you won't make it to the middle, so keep an eye on your timers and stay near the edges to avoid getting bubbled when Beckon is about to happen.
Okay.
She'll spawn in Arcane Orbs, which explode for raid damage after 20 seconds.
So you have to
You can
absorb
reduce the
those?
blast by standing in the orbs to soak them. This'll hurt, so be careful, but it's gotta be done.
Alright, that's
After
no
the
big
lovers
deal.
die, it's time for the first intermission. New
Great.
arcane orbs spawn in, and they need to be absorbed completely to end the intermission. Meanwhile, Ashara's enacting Queen's decrees that you need to deal with. Disobeying your decree will give you a sanction dot that can stack, so behave.
Okay.
The decrees require you to follow a rule, such as stack, don't stack, soak orbs, don't soak orbs, keep moving,
Oh,
or
right,
stand still.
right.
On normal, you get 1 decree, and on heroic, you will get 2. Boss mod add-ons should make it easier to see who has what decrees, so you can figure out how to soak orbs without breaking everybody's rules. After the orbs are all dealt with, it's time for Phase 2. The center ward activates, and this one is a ward of power. We want to turn this one off while Ashara wants it on. The more power it has, the harder everything that we're fighting will hit. You can
Okay.
prevent the ward from getting powered by doing mechanics correctly, and you can power it down by standing in it. It's just a reverse ancient ward.
Oh, okay, okay,
Ashara's
that's good.
devoted and indomitable Naga ads will spawn on the edge, beeline for the center, and then try to self-sacrifice to power up the ward.
Alrighty.
Prevent that by killing them before they reach the middle.
That's
you
easy.
can CC the devoted, so CC those, kill the indomitable ads, and then kill the devoted ads.
Okay.
Queen Ashara enters the fray, and she'll stack up Arcane Jolt on her tank. That'll make you take more arcane damage, so swap when it gets bad.
That's not a big
Her
deal.
Titanic Machinations will drain the nearest ancient ward, or power a ward of power if she's closer to one of those.
Alright.
Tank her near an ancient ward, and then rotate people onto it to power it back up. Beckon is back, but
Simple.
this time it'll walk you towards the queen. Stand far back from her when it's about to go out, and you'll be fine. Arcane Burst will put out debuffs onto a few players that explode after 30 seconds. Players with that need to get out of line of
Oh,
sight
this
of
is
both
like
the rest of the
Mechator.
raid
Yeah, it's
and
the
the
same
boss
mechanic.
before they explode. You can dispel that to pop it early. Arcane Detonation is a big explosion coming from the queen, and you just need to get out of her line of sight for that one.
That's simple.
Reversal of Fortune will swap out the Ward of Power with one of the Ancient Wards. If it's the one that you're tanking her on, just move her over to an Ancient Ward.
Okay.
At 70%, it's time for Intermission 2. On paper, it's the same as Intermission 1, although paper also says something about ads, so who knows.
Jesus
Soak up the
fuck.
Arcane Orbs to get into Phase 3. In this phase, it's Phase 2 again, but with different and more complicated ads. The Queen's
Okay.
Beacon also gets upgraded with Jealousy, so in addition to getting away from her before Beacon, also make sure you've got 8 yards of space from other players.
Alrighty.
On Heroic, Reversal of Fortune gets upgraded to Greater Reversal at this point, which flips the status of every ward instead of just one.
Well, fuck.
Again, just move the boss so that she is on an Ancient Ward and not a Ward of Power. We got new ads. They will spawn on the wards and try to power the Ancient ones down and the Power ones up.
Okay.
Nobody is on our side with those. Kill the ads while surviving their mechanics to get that to stop. The Myrmidon ads cast a charged spear, which targets a player and throws a spear at them, Cyrano style. You'll need to get behind the other ad so that she eats it, and make sure you have an otherwise clear line between you and the Myrmidon.
Okay, so it's like the first boss in
do a
Eye of
static
Shar.
shock, which targets a few people with an 8-yard pulsing AoE. Get out with that.
Okay.
They cast Chain Lightning, which can be interrupted and will at some point get Crystalline Shield. Hit that with the charged spear from the Myrmidon. That does raid damage to anyone in line of sight of Hive Mistress when the shield breaks, so get out of line if you can.
Wow, okay.
After those ads die, it's time
That's
for
good.
It seems like the ads are done, and Ashara's sheet of mechanics mostly continues. We get a few new things to deal with. She swaps out Arcane Jolt for Void Touched, so just a new tank swap mechanic.
Wow.
That is a 30-second debuff, so just tank swap every 30 seconds once it drops off. It stacks up a healing reduction, so definitely don't take more than you need to.
Makes
Nether
sense.
portals are ground pools. It sounds like they spawn randomly and last for the rest of the fight, so avoid those. If they do spawn under players, then you can place them carefully to conserve space.
So this is like
Piercing Gaze seems like a voidy line attack that you'll want to dodge. The most exciting and dangerous new thing is the Titan Console's Overload. It's been powered up, and we need to let the power out before it explodes. Clicking on the console will release some energy, doing raid damage and a randomly selected...
Wait, we're releasing the console? Isn't that fucking N'Zoth's prison?
No, dude, you're just letting a little power out. That's okay. Just a little power.
Okay.
It's not a big deal. You're just letting, you know, just weakening the system a little bit.
Sure,
it's not a fucking big deal.
All right, okay.
Extra effect. After a set amount of time, whatever energy is left blows out in a massive energy spike that does the remaining raid damage and effects. So you want to let most of the energy out before then. If we imagine the console is a full balloon, then you gotta let out the air gradually before she stabs it and ruins your birthday.
Okay, got it.
You can get include extra raid damage over time, powering down a random ancient ward, and my favorite, Essence of Azeroth. That one dooms a random player to die after 40 seconds, but makes them crazy strong until then. 40 seconds is forever, and after it kills you, you get a free snack break, so what's not to like?
Yeah, it sounds
I guess you can get a battle res, but it's the end of the fight. Those are most likely long gone.
Not a big deal.
I don't know your raid. As for Heroic, there are not any new mechanics, just buffed up existing ones that we've seen already.
It's just hard. Ah,
Greater Reversal of Fortune, Double Decrees,
so means we have to do
that
all
kind
the
of thing.
mechanics on
You got
Heroic?
this, I believe.
Holy,
and
on
that
normal?
is Queen Ashara in the Eternal Palace. Thank you for watching
This is
and
crazy.
have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.
All right. That was...
Hi.
I mean...
I need a fucking nap after watching that.
Holy fuck, man. Okay, so here's basically what we do in phase 1.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
I got lost after the first phase, man. You're gonna have to carry me.
Yeah, all right. No, I do understand. I have a general idea of what we need to do, right? It'll be fine. And you just have the two ads, you separate them, bring them back together, you move out with the spear, you have to soak the different circles, and that's basically it. It's not going to be a big deal, guys. Don't worry about it, okay? We're going to get it done. It'll be simple.
Ah, look! You managed to keep your limbs! Why are you still standing there? Queen Walker!
Cannot command.
Drop that weapon, Landwalker! My queen, I'd fail. To the abyss with you!
Champion, Fen informed me of your incursion into the Naga camp. What have you found? We have made many sacrifices. It is safe to assume that the Naga are maintaining an arsenal of these weapons. If we can determine where they are being stored, we can seize them for ourselves and arm our allies. Oculus has devised a method to detect trace amounts of Azerite. Provide him with whatever he needs to do so.
May your path be clear.
Oh man.
Okay. All right.
Oh god.
Okay.
Oh man.
There's a lot of lore in patch 8.2. Most of it is quite immediate, but Blizzard have updated a certain plot thread, one that over a year ago we pointed out would be massive for the future of the lore.
Okay, and this came out in April. Holy shit, this is like months
ago. Hey everyone,
ago.
And welcome back to another Warcraft video. Yeah, we're really in for it, and I mean, like it or not, your Warcraft character canonically has seriously messed up time and time again. I mean, the player character seems to be a bit of a bumbling fool who just keeps on helping N'Zoth and, you know, having consequences. Now, would you like to be more intelligent in your WoW character? Well, while I've not quite finished my course on spotting eldritch schemes, today's sponsor, Skillshare, does have a new course that I'm pretty darn excited about. Skillshare is an online learning community with over 25,000 courses for only $10 a month.
I think, did I cut out last time?
That's great, but what's even better is that the first 500
here's what I wanted to say about
my
that.
link will get 2 months of it for free. And with that, I recommend checking out this course that I have been really excited about. Design Like Draplin. So Aaron Draplin is one of my favorite people over there. He's done a bunch of courses. His new Skillshare original course gives a fantastic look into how to work so fast, covering tips for before, during, and after the design process. It's been personally super useful to me. It's over 2 hours long, all broken up into super easy to digest chapters, and just look at how great the reviews for it have been as well. And that's not even covering his other amazing courses. So I recommend that. There's so much there. price is super low, and what's brilliant is that you can try it all out with 2 free months with my code. So a massive thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring the channel, and let's get into the video. Start off in Warlords of Draenor. Yeah, it was. I know, right?
Yeah.
Weird. This is where it kicks off, and it really is quite wacky. So we defeated Archimonde, and we found that on his person, there was a remnant of chaos. I mean, yeah, sure, he's a pretty chaotic guy, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Well, no, because we take that remnant of chaos to Malfurion, and he tells us that he's only encountered something like it once before in the Emerald Dream near the Rift of Valen, which is a place that he said radiated an ancient evil that came from the sea. He was shocked that the Legion would have had such a thing, so he quickly leaves for Val'Sharah, and of course that's where we next meet him in the Legion expansion. Yeah, Archimonde had something from the Emerald Dream / Night.
I didn't even realize that.
Wondering what this Rift of Valen is. Well, it's where we fight Xavius in
What
the
the
game.
fuck?
But it's actually a big problem place. We're not really sure what it is, but it's been speculated by the Druids that it's the place where the Emerald Dream formed, with the Druids also believing that it is connected to both Twisting Nether and the Great Dark. So, basically time and space, right? So yeah, Archimonde, who visited the alternate timeline through the Twisting Nether, had an item from our Emerald Dream, a corrupted item, seemingly, yeah, through this whole time-space link through Rift of Valen. How? Why? What's going on? Well, it's all via Xavius. Now, why would Xavius be working with the Burning Legion? Well, he was.
Because he's stupid.
Malfurion says this. No doubt Xavius
He's
and
dumb.
his ancient master delight that so much of our attention goes to fighting the Legion. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was kind of a big distraction. Now, Xavius in the Stormrage novel was kind of killed-ish and then banished to the Rift.
So was that the meta? Was that like the meta plan that the old gods had? Was to summon the Legion into Azeroth and distract the players while the old gods started corrupting the Titan and Azeroth itself? Holy shit, man. What the fuck?
That's deep. You know, the place that links time and space. Well, through this, he was clearly able to
Sure
influence
is.
Archimonde, who, of course, had Gul'dan instigate the Legion expansion.
Okay.
And this was all done through N'Zoth's control of the Rift of Valen. This is, you know, something that I think gets more worrying when you realize what the Emerald Dream actually is. Why? Well, the Emerald Dream basically is Azeroth, or is an aspect of her. Here's what Chronicle has to say about it. Some believe Freya wove the Emerald Dream into being from nothing. Others claim that this strange place had always existed in some form, a dream born from Azeroth's slumbering world soul. It is said that Freya tapped into this realm and molded what would become known as the Emerald Dream as a way to commune with the nascent Titan. Yeah, I think it's pretty darn clear that the Emerald Dream is a part of Azeroth. After all, Magna even talks about the way that he communicates with Azeroth and how it's all, you know, natural things like the feeling of a sunrise. Quite simply, it all lines up. The Emerald Dream is an aspect of World Soul. And this means that even before Legion, N'Zoth had quite a lot of control over one of clearly the most important parts of the Dream, the Rift of Valen. Now, indeed, we know that he had influence.
And then there's like the tentacles in the Rift too.
Of the novel Stormrage. Now, considering that the Dream originates from Azeroth, well, yeah, that's all pretty darn worrying. It does, of course, get worse though. The Rift is described as a dark, deep fissure within the Dream, but it is not described as the core of the Dream. That place is the heart of the Dream, and that is the place that we visit after the Emerald Nightmare raid. And this is where the more recent events of the Legion expansion come in that you probably will have remembered.
Right.
So you're maybe thinking, why would N'Zoth have us go into the Nightmare and defeat his forces? Well, it's pretty darn clear that he had control over the Rift of Valen, but it's also super clear that he had never breached the heart of the Dream. Well, the heart was breached. Players were invited in, because when we defeat Xavius, we're taken to the heart of the Dream. That's what Cenarius calls it.
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
So we're in the very heart of the Dream, which is
You know what?
What?
The tentacles that are in the Xavius fight are also in the Zakul fight. You think that could mean anything?
Wait, what? Let me look and see. Raids Eternal Palace. Does it show for the mobs here? Oh shit, it doesn't. Okay. Oh, you're thinking the slaps, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can show this. Should be at the beginning, right? No, you're right about that. What the fuck? Yeah, that actually is really big. What the fuck, man?
kitchen.
I mean, could be something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think that's interesting.
Will blow your mind.
Sure
It's
is.
Great. Now, we seem to get to where N'Zoth's corruption could never reach. And that's just fine, because we act as the carriers of that corruption. And it's hard to know exactly how this happens, but after we defeat Xavius and get to the heart, and as many of you will remember, the flower called the Remnant of the Void was introduced to the heart. It's there, we can see it. So either the banishment of the rift turns into that and is taken through with us, maybe the Shadow Priest unknowingly acted as the carrier, but either way, we introduce the Remnant of the Void. Now, either way, the spirit of
Shadow
Zera
Priests were a
is
mistake.
drawn towards the Remnant of the Void, and Xal'atath says this, almost completely gone, as if it never existed, but the rift is deep and vast, and somewhere down there it stirs. Something has changed, the last prison weakens, we must prepare. Now, we know that Xal'atath is not really our friend. We know that now more than ever. So whenever she says we must prepare, she certainly does not mean to fight N'Zoth. She means to prepare for him coming. We then need to only look at the rest of Legion expansion. We clear out the Tomb of Sargeras, and we imprison Sargeras, while also locking up the Titans and Illidan. Now, given that Sargeras wanted to destroy Azeroth, and how the Titans want to destroy or imprison the Old Gods, that was clearly a victory for the Old Gods. It's clearly the one that...
So they wanted them to imprison Sargeras, because that would have imprisoned them, and the Titans were the only people that could actually oppose the Old Gods, right?
Bro, what? What a twist!
May the stars guide you.
The Titans are bad.
Well, they're not bad, but they got you. Like, the Old Gods' plan was to move the Titans out of the story. That's basically it. That's what I think it's gonna be.
Dude, do you think we will fight?
Wait, the Titans are bad? Wait, how do you think that? Well, why are they bad? A&R is evil? What? Titans are responsible for the Old Gods. What? They spread light and thus spread void. Well, I thought the Void Lords created the Old Gods.
It's just Pyro, dude. He I mean, come on. You know him. He's come on.
Well, I'm thinking. That's what I thought. The Void Lords. I thought the Void Lords created the Old Gods. All right, we'll get back to this.
That is referred to as the victory that went unnoticed in Ogmoth's journal, and then we also thwart the whole alien prophecy too. We then move into BFA, and things are initially quite faction focused, but then of course we see the Crucible of Storms. We see how that is essentially a test of us.
That's whenever real shit happens.
N'Zoth's work. We keep on proving ourselves to him. Well, later on in patch 8.2, we then establish the Heart Forge.
Okay.
Now, as a part of this quest line, the quest line sort of powered up, Kalecgos arrives, and he tells us to head to the Emerald Dream to check up on the Green Flight. When we're there, well, we see how things have progressed. We enter the heart of the dream, and we are attacked by a void horror. Well, that all seems fine, but it really isn't.
It's
because,
not fine, because it's a void horror in the Emerald Dream. It's not
now,
fine.
That tentacle is blocking the cave where the remnant of the void was planted after the Emerald Nightmare raid. In its place, you find a twisted collection of roots, and you're actually able to loot the remnant of the void. So we kind of need to break this down, because this means a whole bunch of things. First, you actually get a remnant of the void whenever you loot it, and second, the old one has taken root. Now, to expand on the first point, well, it's interesting that...
So somebody linked a quote, and they gave me a quote, and they said, well, basically, whenever the guy said, Il'gynoth said that we came from the same creator. No. Because the Old Gods created the Curse of Flesh, right? Wasn't that Yogg-Saron that created the Curse of Flesh? And
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Old Gods, effectively, by you existing, you are, in a way, a creation of the Old Gods. They created themselves? Well, no. I mean, like, I don't know, like, if they created themselves or they pushed it forwards.
Whoa! Dude! Look on the screen, look at the roots, and tell me it doesn't look like the Deep Home skybox.
It does. It fucking does.
This is big. This is so fucking big. This This is insane. Insanity. Oh my god.
Okay. Well, let's. You know what? Just 1 second before we go ahead and we move forward. I just want to get this mount real quick and get this out of the way. Then we'll finish the video. Okay. Let me minimize this real quick and we'll do this. Old gods were created by the Void. Yeah, I thought old gods were created by the Void Lords. And then what was it? Did they I don't know, like spread or proliferate the curse of flesh, right? I mean, I don't know, but it seems like that's what kind of makes sense, right? Even Alguan predicted that, yeah, that's true. Yeah, even Alguan predicted that the world was beyond repair. That's true. What the fuck? Janus Cinematic foreshadows it whenever you first arrived at Kul Tiras. Who created the Void Lords? And Chris Metzen. But like, I don't know, man. I've honestly, like, I've not gotten this mount so many times. I don't even expect to get it anymore. Like, this is actually depressing. Yeah, I'm not happy about this. Okay, well, we'll get to the rest of the video.
Test.
Once the Void Corruption is taken root, you're then able to loot the Remnant back to you. Now, making this lootable, that's a conscious choice by Blizzard, so we can be pretty damn sure they're doing that for a reason.
Can somebody invite me to a realm with this rare Doug Fresh on
What does that
Kel'Thuzad?
actually mean? Well, you've got to remember this is the heart of the dream. It
Okay.
looks like nature, but then you notice there's a strange titan-looking construction
Be
near
careful.
the entrance.
The Naga
To
will
me,
not part with
it's
our
pretty
armaments
clear that
easily.
is some form of entrance that's blocked up. Perhaps with the runes around it meaning
That's true.
something. But the point is, there's something beneath the ground. There's something deeper in the heart of the dream. And, well, where do roots go? They go deeper. They penetrate down into the earth. Now, there is yet another bit of Titan information that ties into this. Mother says that she has located another Titan facility. Well, what if that is actually talking about the new Titan facility in the heart of the dream? The one from which Freya creates the dream. I mean, just look at all the tentacles that pop up out of the ground in that area and the Void Terror. How would they just appear in the heart of the dream? Clearly, it's not down to just the Void Flower existing. It's down to that thing having taken root. That's the new bit of information here. That's what Blizzard are trying to communicate. That it's taken root, and I think it has corrupted whatever is beneath the earth there.
Okay.
Now, given how the Emerald Dream is deeply connected to the World Soul, this might be one of the primary ways for N'Zoth to corrupt Azeroth. I mean, if I was being really speculative here, I'd say that this is perhaps maybe only one half of the picture. I think the Dream's equivalent and opposite seems to be the Shadowlands, and I speculate that you know, that's tied to why the elemental force of spirit was absorbed.
I never even thought of that. Yeah, I'd like to see them do. I'd like to see them do more stuff with the Shadowlands, man. That'd be fucking awesome.
The Azeroth World Soul early on. Now, given everything else that's going on with Undeath, maybe N'Zoth plans to corrupt the Shadowlands as well. Maybe that's why he manipulated Xal'atath into Sylvanas' hands. Kind of hard to know, and a lot of this might seem a little bit crazy, but I do have something that's even more crazy. I mean, what if we opened up all sorts of time paradoxes and BS by saying that that deep dark fissure in the void known as the Rift of Allen, you know, is the void corruption, right? Now, this might be getting into time paradoxes. Remember the Rift of Allen, Twisted Nether, break time and space.
Oh,
so,
shit.
You know, what if this is the Rift being created?
Here we go.
Okay. You could totally go wild with what this would actually implicate, especially about what power the World Soul actually has and how that could be manipulated. But, I mean, I don't really think they're going to do that. Now, there is, of course, one other bit of information. Ysera is no longer present. You see, back in Legion, we saw her spirit, that it was drawn towards the Remnant of the Void. Well, now that the Remnant has taken root and has been looted by us, Ysera's gone. So what could that mean? Could the Remnant have consumed her? Is her soul now trapped in that lower, void-corrupted level of the Dream's heart? Is it possible that it was destroyed, or even corrupted by the void? All that we know is where she was last seen, and that she's now gone. And during 8.2, during the questing, characters talk about how she isn't truly gone. Well, given what I've seen, it has to be guessed that that is correct, but very much not in the way that those characters would hope. And then finally, 2 bits of lore that I couldn't really fit into the main video that So, when you use the Heartforge, there's a nature magic-like effect that kind of happens Now, given the connection between the World Soul and the Dream and the
Okay.
Heart, I think that's a little bit of a nod, but it could just be a spell effect that they thought.
Okay, this is...
Use, so there's that, and I mean, this doesn't likely mean much, but
Sargeras knew? Maybe.
Through the Nightmare version of Lake Elunara. Remember that in Legion, we end up on a planet called Elunaria. Pretty similar names. I wonder if that's something they're doing. And I mean, come on, the Rift's connection to space and time. I just think it's an interesting coincidence. Are among the most powerful I've ever created. So there you go.
What
a whole
the
stack
fuck?
of new and interesting lore. Yeah, definitely seems like there's a
So
lot
Garrus
more
did
to
nothing
Heart
wrong?
Dream
Yeah, it's
and whatever
true.
that weird, mysterious new Titan complex is. I doubt it's going to be good for us, but I'm pretty sure it will lead to another expansion or something along those lines. So, thank you very much for watching this video. Please be sure to check out today's sponsor, Skillshare. They've been fantastic.
I kind of want to go over to the Emerald Nightmare, like now, and actually just go to the Emerald Dream area and see what it's like.
There ain't gonna be nothing new there. What are you looking for?
Well, just to look at it, right, in first person. And
well, that's dumb.
Why? Why is that dumb?
There ain't nothing there. It's not like you're gonna, find something unique and cool and special.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time.
No, we literally can queue into it in LFR, and it will take 5 minutes. Like, and we can be over there. It will be that fucking fast. Let me just get back on my warrior, and I'll look at this. I mean, Azeroth's core has been polluted by Activision. One day he'll run out of clever ways to pass the Skillshare segment of the video. I guess the Void Dragon model is making more sense now. Her heart is a crater, and we feel that Blizzard storytelling and RPG immersion is slow, bad, and disjointed. These videos didn't exist. Maybe 5% of the players would even get what's going on, what the game is about. Well, that's very true. So basically, like, here's pretty much the way that, like, I'm looking at it, right? We're gonna go over to the Emerald Dream right now, and we're gonna look at it ourselves, and we're gonna see what the fuck is going on, okay? Why the Emerald Nightmare to find a Void King? Well, because the Emerald Nightmare takes you into the Emerald Dream. That's why. And so we'll make a quick little group for this, and we'll go there. You go there whenever you get 54 necklace. If I have time, I'll farm some islands and get up to 54.
Being so shit, so rubbish, so god-awful, that game developers would rather have customers pirate their games than buy them from your store. If you are G2A.com, you don't have to imagine that, because you, G2A, are shit. You've always been shit, you continue to be shit, and you will be shit for many years to come, I'm sure, you shitters. In yet another reminder that G2A is trash, a number of indie developers have urged their customers to pirate their games rather than buy them via G2A if they have no intention of buying the game from an official source. Now, obviously, these developers would rather you buy the games from an official source like Steam, but if you're not gonna do that, literally pirating the game is better in their eyes than purchasing a key via G2A. G2A, if you haven't heard of it before, is a reseller of keys for games. People can sell unlocks for a number of games across all of the major storefronts, from Steam to Origin to Good Old Games, often at significant discounts, but there's a problem. There's a lot of fraud.
Wait, what were the prices here? $9 for The Witcher? 96 cents for Witcher 2? Holy shit! Yeah, of course people are buying this.
there's a problem. There's a lot of fraud on G2A. A lot of scams, a lot of stolen keys being sold, a lot of credit card problems. Historically, what has happened is that people have used stolen credit cards to buy keys for games, sell them on G2A, and then when the credit card is eventually reported stolen, the money for the initially purchased key has to be refunded, which comes out of the developer's pocket, including the chargeback fee for the defrauded credit card.
Wow.
So not only has a copy of the game been sold in such a way that the indie developer gets nothing, it's sold in such a way that the indie developer has to pay extra because they're on the hook for someone else's crime. And I focus on indie developers here especially because, a big company like Electronic Arts could take the hits. Not that that means you should defraud them, but they can afford it much more than a small indie studio that quite practically needs every dollar they can get for their games. They simply...
I never felt bad for these, like really big studios that are making these games and then people pirate them or buy them off of G2A, because they're all full of microtransactions anyway. So it's like, you want to fuck me? Well, fuck you too. Right, it's not a big deal. But, this is with like the smaller developers, that's more of an issue.
Cannot afford what a company like G2A does to them. Which is why we're now in the ludicrous situation of seeing developers ask their audience to pirate the games rather than use G2A. Because at least in that situation, they simply don't get money for the game being played. They don't have to pay extra out of their own pocket for a sale they see no money from. G2A doesn't effectively police its own store. It doesn't seem interested in that. It's much more comfortable just sitting back and taking money off of fraud. They're just...
Well, how does this even exist?
That's what I'm saying. Why I mean,
like,
surely somebody sued them.
Yeah, I mean, how do these guys get through this? It's a loophole?
This is your last warning.
I can
still offer you mercy.
What is this here? Like, I'm not...
Now,
it's a loophole?
I will call off the assault.
I don't know about that, man. Let's see, companies based off of Hong Kong. So yeah, I don't know. This is a marketplace, they don't sell, they just offer a place to sell yourself. Well, yeah, but they shut down Silk Road, and that was a marketplace too. I mean, like...
Whoa.
Well, didn't they?
Relax.
I mean, like, that's another example. Like, just because you can't use that example of it being a marketplace. Like, that's so dumb. Let's see. So people have a lot of stolen things. Probably the same thing, right? It's not the same thing, but it's the idea of just because we're only selling it. That's not like plausible deniability. That doesn't remove them. Like, that doesn't remove the responsibility that they have, especially whenever it's happening all the time. Let's see, I checked G2A to sell Assassination. Well, I mean, I understand this is kind of hard for people to understand, but there's actually an idea of an abstract analogy where people can, like, compare two things that aren't necessarily the same and see the same similar thing that comes together with them, right? It's an abstract analogy. Like, if you can't see that, I don't really know what to say. Okay, watch Kevin Jordan video? Yeah, you've said that like 40 times, man. It's just like eBay? Okay, well anyway, let me go back to here.
Making money off of fraud. This isn't the first time piracy has been presented as preferable to using a reseller like G2A, but it's come up again because No More Robots' Mike Rose pointed out that G2A has taken sponsored ads out on Google so they show up in search results, sometimes even before the official websites for game developers or their games. Even worse, when Mike Rose tried to turn the ads off, he simply couldn't. Google wouldn't allow him to.
Dude.
In response to this, developer Rage Squid simply outright said, please torrent our games instead of buying them on G2A. Vlampia's Remy Ismail then joined in, adding, if you can't afford or don't want to buy our games full price, please pirate them rather than buying them from a key reseller. These sites cost us so much potential dev time in customer service, investigating fake key requests, figuring out credit card chargebacks, and more. G2A insists it's just the middle person in all of this and therefore cannot be held responsible. It's paid some lip service to making things better, and in 2017 made it so that resellers would have to share their names and addresses, but if they're fraudsters, nothing's stopping them from faking that.
Yeah.
G2A isn't just shady. I mean, it is shady, obviously it's shady, but it isn't just shady, it is outright damaging. And if you support indie game development, you should absolutely not support G2A. And if you're a viewer of this channel, I assume you do because, you know, we're so highly critical of the so-called AAA video game industry, with many good reasons, I might add. Just watch yesterday's video about addiction. For one example as to why big-budget mainstream games are a mess, and the alternative to all that corporate bollocks is smaller games, independently developed games made outside of the AAA machine. I'm not here to tell you what to buy, of course. I'm not going to say you owe it to the world to purchase independent video games, but if you do see one you like the look of, either purchase it correctly, go through official channels, don't use these slimy fucking resellers, or at the very least, if you cannot afford it, but are dead set on playing it anyway, just do what these developers are asking and bloody pirate the thing. If you...
I don't know. Do you think there's anything they can really do about that? I mean, because they're basically operating a black market. I mean, that's pretty much what this is. It's a black market, and like, how do you really deal with that? I don't know. I mean, I feel like don't waste Wait, what do you mean by that? Thing is, G2A is so fucking expensive. Well, everything's more expensive than stealing it, which is what most people do. Government can, but not people. Yeah, I mean, black market as much as eBay is. I mean, not really, because like it's much easier to tell. Like, let's say on eBay, right? If somebody's selling weed or somebody's selling crack on eBay, it's very easy to say that this is like an illegal substance. But like with G2A, it's much more difficult for you to understand and be able to differentiate between something being illegal and not illegal, or sorry, obtained through illegal means versus not obtained through illegal means. Right? Those are two completely different things.
By the sun.
Weed is legal? Well, it is in a lot of places, man. Why don't you even buy a single-player game? I don't understand why anybody plays those anyway. But the point is that, like, I don't know. I feel like on eBay it's a lot harder to, or it's a lot easier to figure out if somebody's trying to sell something that's like contraband, basically, like illegal. Let's see, you did? Wait, what do you mean? What's this? Oh, anyway, like the point that I'm making here, because yeah, anyway. Oh, yeah, I'm not a big single-player game person. Like, I've already said that before. But the point that I'm making here is that, obviously, it's easier for eBay to monitor and prevent things from being sold on their website that are contraband, because by the very nature of what the object is, it's contraband. But this is different because it's by the nature in which the object was obtained makes it contraband versus not contraband, which makes it more difficult and not the same paradigm as eBay. Yeah, they know Charisma and they're in China? Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's actually a good point. Like, if they're in China, what the fuck are you even going to do about it?
There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, look, dude, if it's a loophole, it's a loophole.
Never again.
You can't get rid of loopholes.
Well, you try to, though. I mean, you don't know, but you try to. It's not just because you have a loophole, you just leave it in forever. You figure out a way around it to close it. That's the idea, is you're supposed to close the loopholes.
There are zero ways of getting rid of loopholes. That's why G2A still exists.
And that
I don't know. I mean, like, people sell stolen shit on eBay all the time. It's not, yes, but it's easier to tell if it's stolen on eBay versus a stolen key. I mean, it's not hard to understand. Fuck Blizzard, yeah, I mean, come on. Such a defeatist? I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I think they'll probably just have to wait for, like, international law to catch up. Because, like, you're right. Like, other countries can just do all kinds of shit and, like, steal people's copyrights and, like, their intellectual property, and there's nothing they can do about it, really. Because they're in another country, and so it's like, what are you even going to do? Like, it happens all the time.
Why are they why are you question marking? G2A has been it's been a fucking meme. It's been a problem for years. Like fucking 5.
Something has spooked one of the Brutusos, sending it into a panic. Oh, this chaos is the last thing the city needs. Help the merchants by rescuing the cargo before you get stomped on. Zandala will endure. Our kingdom will be...
Who's next? We will finish this.
The war chief's will be done.